There's an age-old problem when it comes to cooking a turkey. How do you keep the breast from overcooking while you wait for the thighs to catch up? Well, today we're using science to all but guarantee a perfect bird every time. And the Tyfer Sync Gold wireless meat thermometer. More about this later. Look, we don't cook turkeys all that often. In fact, I find myself looking for a little refresher when it's Thanksgiving time. So whether you've done it once, whether you've never done it, whether you've done it 50 times, that's a little Turkey 101 is not a bad thing. So, should we start with our turkey? I'm gonna go out of order just for a second. We're gonna start by making a dry brine for this. Brining is very important. It's a step that can take anywhere from 24 to 48 hours in advance of you cooking the turkey. And what it does is it makes the turkey more flavorful, more juicy, more tender, just better all the way around. I would always suggest brining. And there's two ways you can brine. One is make this salt, sugar, the herb solution with a bunch of water, and then drop the turkey in it. But it's messy, takes up a ton of room in the fridge. And it can be fraught with problems, not the least of which is splashing water that's got turkey juice in it. Nobody wants that. The other way, the better way, is by making that salt, sugar, herb combination, but dry. Putting it on the turkey dry. Putting the turkey in the fridge. That's what we're doing today. So before I even touch the turkey, let me just make this quick little brine, then we'll carry on. Look how nice they've laid this out for you. It's very simple. Here's what we do. Everything goes in the bowl. Kosher salt. Recipes below. Brown sugar. Black pepper. Smoked paprika, one of my faves. Garlic powder. Dry thyme. And we mix. When you're all mixed up, it's time for the turkey. And here we go. There you go. 10-pound turkey. All I did was took it out of the package, dried it off a little bit. This is your starting point. But to get to this point where it's perfect meat, ready to go, you have to defrost it, and you have two choices for that. The first is refrigerator defrosting. You bring that frozen turkey home from the store, you put it in the refrigerator, and you leave it. It will defrost at a rate of 4 or 5 pounds for every 24 hours. This is a little kid, he's 10 pounds, so that's a solid 2 days of defrosting. Or you take that bird in the bag and you submerge it in water. Change the water every half an hour or every 45 minutes, but in the water it defrosts at 1 pound for every 30 minutes. So instead of 2 days, you're getting to this point in 5 hours. And why this is important, A, you can't cook a turkey frozen, but B, you need time to brine it. So think about this. Thanksgiving is Thursday. If you brine it for 24 hours, it's got to be ready Wednesday. You need to start that potentially Monday if you're going to defrost it in the refrigerator. It's all about timing. Check below to remind you of all this stuff. But when you have your turkey fully defrosted and it's dried off a little bit, this is what it looks like. Okay, I know it's a lot of information, but it's important information. So here's your guy. He's defrosted. He's ready to go. It's exactly what it looks like. Could you put it in the oven just like this, Max? You could not put it in the oven just like this because there's stuff inside.
Oh, yeah.
And here you go. Look, here, let me spin him around. Him, I don't know. So what they've done is they've taken some of the skin and they've used it to hold the legs together, which is, you know, a pretty okay move. But look what you've got. You've got the neck. This will make great gravy, so don't throw it out. There's a recipe below I'll link for what to do with this. Is there other stuff in here? Down on this end? Nope, I'm good, but watch this. Come down here, open this part up, and oh, hello, what's that? This I call the bag of treats. This is the giblets. This would be the heart, the gizzard business, I don't know.
And you don't bake that.
You do not want this in here when you cook it.
Okay.
Trust me. Plenty of people have made that mistake. Anyway, now you're good. You got extra skin, making sure there's nothing there, nothing there. Look, my 2 fingers are meeting in the middle in here and there's nothing else. I know some people will find this kind of gross. If my wife saw this right now, she would turn off the computer. We're good. We're ready to get our dry brine on this. I'm just gonna dry it well with paper towels first. So like this. I mean, I did a good job earlier, but I just wanna make sure. All the way around, under the wings, under the legs, the whole business. Get the guy done. And look, if there's, you know, bits of remnant feather on here, you can take those out now because nobody wants that. I mean, look, yes, it's a little bit of work, but the reward is definitely high. And then a quick flip, the bottom. You can see there's just a little bit of liquid inside. And the way to do that is take your paper towels and just cram it in. Dry in there. Thanksgiving is a paper towel heavy holiday, I'm afraid to say. And yes, there's permanent solutions that don't require paper towels, but this part, it's a paper towel situation for me. All right, put them breast down, and now we can start to season. I want them breast down because we want them sitting breast up in the fridge. So here's what we're gonna do. We want nice coverage here, okay? So do that. Get the whole wing going. You just want to evenly spread out this dry brine. The legs, the thighs, we flip, we go over. This little thing right here is called the Pope's nose. I always take it off because I don't need it and I don't want it. But it's called the Pope's nose because apparently there was a Pope once that had a nose like that. Use this to make your stock. I'm curious. I don't know what part of the turkey, the technical name for that part of the turkey is. Just keep going till you're done. And when you think you've done an okay job, little handful inside is always a good thing to do. Our guy's been defrosted. We've removed the bag of treats and he's been dry brined. Next important part, this guy's going in the fridge on that baking sheet uncovered. Don't put anything on it. Drying it out in the fridge is gonna help give you what, Max? Crispy skin, excellent answer back there. Now, when you see me next, it will be 48 hours from now. Hopefully I'm wearing a different shirt by then. But here's the point. You could do this for 24 hours, you could do it for 36, you could do it for 48. That's what I'm doing. If you have 3 hours, 3 hours is gonna benefit you. Let me put it in and then I'll see you in 48. It's 2 days from when we dry brine the turkey. And you know how you can tell? I'm wearing a different shirt. And I got vegetables behind me that are gonna go in the roasting pan. Here's the plan. I took the turkey out about 45 minutes ago. We're now gonna make an herb butter with the ghost pepper. I'm really scaling it back this time. I want flavor, heat. I don't want crazy heat. I mean, it's Thanksgiving. There very easily could be a grandma sitting at the end of the table that won't want to suffer the heat that we suffered with that burger sauce we made. The herb butter goes on the outside and under the skin. It kind of self-bastes as it goes. So let's make the herb butter. We'll get it on our turkey. My oven's ready. This thing's about to happen, and boy, is it gonna be good. And before it goes in the oven, I'll show you what technology is gonna do to help guarantee we don't dry this bird out, because that would be a sin, especially after all this work. That's 2 sticks of softened butter, and soft is the important part. You're not mixing it if it's not. Now we'll add the following. Recipes below, some beautifully minced garlic, some chopped rosemary, chopped thyme. Look, it's still Thanksgiving. Just because we're adding ghost pepper doesn't mean you have to leave those things out. We need salt and pepper. I'm gonna put a zest of a lemon in this little mixture. Quick mix, ghost pepper time. There you go. That's your basic ghost pepper. It's scary looking. I'm only going with 1. I'm gonna dice this up super fine. Start like this. Oh God. Oh, the cuts already. You can just smell what's coming. Seeds included, we're all good. You wanna mince this up really well. You don't want somebody getting a chunk. That could be disastrous. And when you think you've done a good job, scoop it up and in it goes. I don't dare put the bowl down on top of this area. We're back and in, like that. Mix. The red fleck looks so innocent, doesn't it? Let me get the turkey. And there we are, 48 hours later. Pretty dry skin. Looks kind of crappy, doesn't it? But don't worry, it's gonna get great. It's gonna get great. Just don't look in there, that's bad. Here's our job. Our job now is to take the butter and get it on the outside and under the skin, and let me show you how to do that. I'm gonna put gloves on because we've got ghost pepper business going on here and I'm not taking a chance. I'm gonna get a little bit of butter on my fingers because the first place I wanna put it is under the skin here, but it's dry, so I want this to help pave the way. You don't wanna rip the skin. So you see what I'm doing? I'm massaging, and it's easier to do this with a little lubrication. So we'll start with just a little. And I want to try and get down to, as far back as I can without ripping, This really calls for your patience. You want the skin on this turkey to be really beautiful. And if you rip it because you're rushing here, you'll be unhappy. So remember, just working your way under very slowly with greased fingers. This is a great step. I mean, if you didn't do it, would it be the end of the world? No. But if you do it, there's a huge payoff for you. This looks like I'm doing some weird Thai massage thing to a turkey. Look, I've made 2 decent pockets right here. You can see that, right? Now here's the trick. Now you take a nice little ball of this butter, get it in here, and then use your fingers to squish it down there. Same with this side. You get the idea. Now flip the kit around, get some more butter, And you can get more down here by coming in like that. And then when you're done there, now it's just butter the whole thing. Away you go. Get everybody nicely covered. Don't forget, you've got legs here, you've got thighs. Yep, it's very much a massage. It's now become a butter massage. And let's not forget the wings. Let's do this. I'm going to put a couple things in the cavity, tie up the legs before I put them into the roasting pan. And this will be some onion, a head of garlic cut in half. This is just gonna help perfume all of this stuff in here. And where's that lemon? That lemon that I used, some of this in there. Skins and everything, it's just fine. Okay, now my legs. We just want to tie this guy up. We just want the legs closed. It cooks better. I'm just the worst tyer ever. And I'm sure there's a more sophisticated term for tyer, but okay, roasting pan time. I like a rack, and I don't have a proper one, so I've just jerry-rigged with a couple of these little racks. I like to keep the bird off the deck. I'm gonna put some vegetables in here and some broth, and I don't want it sitting in the broth. So we go like this. We bring our friend over. We say hello. I'm gonna tuck the wing tips underneath. I don't like it when they come sticking out. They might come out at some point during the roasting, but we'll probably be okay. Okay, I'm happy with this. And here's my vegetables. I have some celery, and I do like the leafy tops. I think the flavor's great. I've got more onion, and this is all gonna roast right along beautifully. I have some leeks. I don't use leeks enough, I don't think. Certainly not in this country. Carrot and some parsnip. Root vegetable day, it's root vegetable day. Last but not least is some chicken broth. Pour it in, not on the bird, underneath the bird, and we're set. That's gorgeous. Right, we're missing one thing. Anybody know what that is? The technology to help us maintain a perfectly cooked bird. And here's what we're using. The Tyfer Sync Gold dual wireless thermometer. And by the way, thank you Tyfer for sponsoring today's video. Like, here's the problem. Breast meat cooks differently than thigh meat. And you want to know when this is ready so you can cover it up if it gets there before the thigh meat does, right? How do you do that? You do that with an instant read thermometer. In this case, a wireless one. In this case, there's two, one for the breast and one for the thigh. So here's what we do. Let's turn this guy on, hold it down. There we go. Now, unplug to start. So here's the base. They're numbered 1 and 2. Number 1 will be the breast for me, so I'll pull it out. I need to set up where I want my temperatures, so I go like that. There you go. Previous target was 104, I don't want that, so I want to go like this. Edit, yes. Set target temp, yes. I want my target temp to be 155. I know it's gonna rise after I pull it out of the oven. Ideally, you want your breast meat between 160 and 165. If you set it at 165, you're gonna go over. So I want 155. Push that, there we're set, right? Okay. What it's showing us is right now, this is 73 degrees. We're headed to 155. So let's plug this guy in. And I'm gonna go like this right in here, right to that line. Sorry, there's gardeners. Perfect. Now, let's set up the other one. We pull it out, set up to cook, and now we're there. Manual, yes. Target temp. Again, generally 175, let's go 170. There we go, confirm. Now put this into the thigh. Coming right down here, in we go. Up to the line, and we're set. I've got 2 probes in. My oven's at 450. I'm putting it in for 30 minutes, then turning it down. Here's why I like this. We're about 1:45 in, and look it's telling you exactly what's going on inside. Probe 1 was in the breast. It's currently 143, going up to 155. The ambient temp in the oven is 330, 329, and there's 41 minutes left. The thigh going up to 170, it's currently 135. Difference in ambient temp because the probe for the thigh is lower in the oven. Heat rises, you understand that, and 55 minutes left. It's great. So let me show you what this tells me we should do with the turkey at this point. And it's looking fantastic, but you can see the top of the legs and the breast getting more color than down here. And you saw the numbers on the Tyfer, so here's what we know. We know that this is cooking faster than down there. That's fact. That's what the Tyfer Sync Gold tells us. So how do we fix this and what do we do? I'm gonna show you in 1 second. I wanna baste it though, but I forgot I don't have one of those turkey baster things. So I'm using one of these and watch how this will work. I'm just gonna lift this up and put something underneath it. Now I've got my juice right here, and now I squeeze, and in we go. Yes, this is a basting hack, ladies and gentlemen. What do you do if you don't have one? I stood around and thought for 5 minutes and came up with this. But it's great. This will help give us a beautifully flavored, help keep it moist. This is important. And don't forget the vegetables around the outside. They're looking for some love too. Now let's just take them off his perch. Okay, we know from the thermometer that we've got less time here than we do down here in the thigh and the leg. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take a piece of foil, make a little hole right here, and scooch this down over the top, right on this side, and then another small piece to anchor it like this over here. This is called managing your doneness. That would be the technical term. Hooking the kit up with some foil is the not technical term, but between this, my Tyfer Sink Gold, we're gonna be in good shape. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I forgot something I wanted to do. I wanted to throw some more herbs in here. Some more thyme and rosemary, just to help perfume in the most lovely way. So just scatter. But the fact that they're scattered, that's one thing. I do need to give them a little bit of this though. I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite proud of this little basting hack. But wait till I show you the distance you can go with the Tyfer Sink Gold. Because I'm out here, my house is way down there, and look, perfect readings. There you go. What did that tell us? That told us that this side, the breast side, is ready, as it says. Ready for something gorgeous? Look at this. Look at this. OMG. That is fantastic. I'll tell you what, we can take out our probes because they have done their job. Thank you very much. Tremendous. So what we've done is we've made a gorgeous turkey, and we did it by monitoring the breast and the thigh separately, and then knowing when we needed to add foil to the top. And don't forget, the broth and the liquid in the bottom is now your starting point for your gravy. You do not want to get rid of that. Look at this kid. So we're gonna let it rest 15 minutes or so, then cut the breast off, and let me show you what we've got. Well, it's pretty gorgeous. And look, you see the little flecks of the ghost pepper. I mean, I think I used it wisely, I think. I'm gonna show you how I like to take the breast off. This is Babs Cohen taught me how to carve a turkey. This bone runs down here. You want to be just on that side of it, like this. You want to hug the bone as you come down, and then you need to make a turn outward like that. Now up here we go, and then off comes the breast. And it's little, because this is only a 10-pound turkey, which I like. I mean, I'd rather have 2 10s than 120. When they get to be a big, huge turkey, they get tough. And so now we're just gonna do this. Now you just cut nice pieces. And look at, do you see how shiny and glistening that is? Why is that? That's because we nailed the temperature. Look, it's just a big chicken, but people get freaked out because of the pomp and circumstance of the day. But I'm telling you, that is your goal. That is the gold standard. And how do we get to that? We got there with the Tyfer Sink Gold. I know it's gonna be moist and tender and delicious, but let's see what the ghost pepper's done. Look how dark it got. And look, if you look just below the skin, you can see the herb butter that we put in there. Holy God, man. The heat's like a 7, like a solid 7, but a crazy, delicious, herby, solid 7. But no, it's not too hot. It's like a really delicious, manageable heat on a perfectly cooked, gorgeous turkey. Thank you, Tyfer, for sponsoring the first turkey we made on Thanksgiving 2025. And for you at home watching, wondering how you do this, you do what we showed you to do. You temp your turkey. And you check out their Black Friday sale to get your own Tyfer Sink Gold. The original price is $229.99, but Black Friday drops it to $149.95. But if you use my code SAMCooking, you'll get another 15% off, making it $127.46. Don't think you can be mad about that. Can't be mad about the turkey, can't be mad about the ghost pepper herb butter that we made, and you definitely can't be mad about the price. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and we'll see you when we see you. All right, hit the subscribe button.